Another day, another grind. This time fighting Falcon on his Grand Cafe and me on Kiselev in our faction one Lord tournament. And yeah, this was a very interesting one because our mind games were pretty much on point. We have been in the voice chat, right? So immediately
Think
you can
of
see.
your partners, your children, your proud homeland. This is why we fight.
So you can already see, yeah, fighting Falcon going in with Zhao Ming, has his flanks ready here and is moving in. And I took a different approach this time. I was thinking he has a artillery, but he didn't. He likes his artilleries, right? So I immediately, well, the first shots went to those Dune Dragons, but after that, I went to over to the Lord, and Fighting Falcon immediately takes over the point, right? So he is there and will get it. He has his riders over here, Longma riders, and I guess he was prepared for a lot of calf, right? Because he has a lot of Dune dragons with um, and celestial dragons here with yeah, what is it? Halberds. So rare. So I'm trying to juke a little bit around here. We have two winged lancers unit plus Boris who tries to protect them and buff them. Then we have one unit of Streltsy here moving now in, trying to shoot into those lines here. I saw this unit immediately, so there was no surprise. I had that always on my mind, right? In my peripheral view. So now Boris is taking his riders from the back line, trying to harass and maybe take advantage of him not noticing. I know he notices that, but yeah. This engage here was not really good. I'm losing a lot of HP and also a couple of models already, so that was really bad. I went back first and let him kind of yeah, have the point first. And the good part was, here's my Zargard with great weapons, so they are prepared for this Jade Lancer's charge. My two little Groms, and that is probably the only mistake that I made, that I have both at the same spot here, right? And now I am shooting into Zhao Ming, and Fighting Falcon doesn't really notice that. He is standing here, and boom! One shot, one hit, and Zhao Ming is flying even though he is not a dragon right now, right? Yes, so over here he has the point. He has the peasant archers over here. I'm surprised, like, those are only peasant archers. I thought that were crossbows, but crossbows are basically here. Really interesting stuff. And now over here he is trying to engage into my little Groms, and I don't know what happened, to be honest, because now my little Grom is moving in. I said it should shoot, but it's moving in. That was a little bit of a strange situation, but I wouldn't say that this is really it didn't cost me the game or something, right? And now here you can see peasant archers getting racked up by those Jade Lancers. Boris is also wobbling in on his bear. Seems a little bit, yeah. I took the bear, to be honest, because of the HP, right? So that is why I got it. The Longma Riders are now trying to move in, engaging into those armored Corsairs. Immediately they get crunched a little bit, and yep, here little Grom has to move back. But look at that, Yao Ming is really half health already, and that is really good for me, because usually Yao Ming is a great caster, and Fighting Falcon uses his fire magic really on point. So over here now, halberds. That's why I'm moving out again, and trying maybe to force him to come. So my Streltsy are now will proceed to the front line, and here Longma riders engaged into another group of armored corsairs, and that is basically not a problem because we have the Zargard here as well, so they get already surrounded. So I was not afraid at all. We have the Streltsy now from this little hill shooting in, and here is a cast. I didn't notice the cast, so boom, and the fire is burning. But the Corsairs, they like the fire. They need the fire from their cold lands. And now Boris Ursus is fighting the Celestial Dragons here. You can see those guys are maybe, I don't know, maybe they have their break, so they are not really engaging into the battle. But that's basically really good for me over here. Yao Ming is fleeing already. He is trying to use some magic. What is going on? Some magic is going down. Maybe not. But he is fleeing. That's amazing. Then we have the Zargard here coming from the side. That's a favorable engagement, I would say. Yeah. Those Celestial Dragons, they have... That's funny. They have shields and halberds. Wow. Never saw that before. But basically, here now, I have to fight and get crunched by those Jade Lancers here. So those Streltsys took a lot of damage and fights. But they're battle hardened, guys. They know how to handle big things. Yeah, over there, I am now have to go to the point because he has amassed a lot of points, and when he stays in the battle for longer, I might lose, even though I have the advantage of troops. Boris now finally getting surrounded by those Celestial Dragon Guards, and I have to flee. So he is wobbling now over, trying to be protected by those Streltsy, and the Winged Lancers are coming as well. Jade Lancers over here trying to run to this flank, and I would say when fighting Falcon takes all his units here, like this unit here, and tries to crunch me down, because I mean those guys here, they can punch through, right? They at least crash my Winged Lancers for sure. Over here, unfortunately, I have to give up my little Grom because the Longma Riders came again, and this is still shooting onto those fleeing units. And now we're done because I guess the psychology was too weak. So let's look into the value of a couple of those units. So not really a lot. Interestingly enough, this unit didn't kill anything, but got quite nice value. In general, it was really good to snipe the Lord, right? And then I have to say it was not clean for sure. So I blundered as well, and I was really just lucky that this fight went like this, that I could shut down Zhao Ming. Unfortunately enough, we had a fight before, but one of us disconnected, and we had to restart. And that match looked a little bit more balanced. So unfortunately, it didn't went through. So we started again. Over here, the value of those Groms were amazing. They were untouched for a long time, and you can see even those Jade Lancers here, Winged Lancers here, couple of value, Streltsy as well. Yeah, pretty well. Of course, Boris couldn't do a lot because there were a lot of halberds, but we have a second game and let's get into it. So this is the second match of our battle and tournament, right? And we have here, Grand Cathay took a different route now. I was surprised, again, no artillery. Usually he likes artillery, right? But I didn't go with artillery as well, as you can see. But he has the flying unit here. So a little bit of cheese. And you can see I went also with a little bit of cheese. Because no riders.
Our
Only...
lives matter not. Think only of your glorious motherland.
Only things in the wood here. And then my frostworms. That's basically what I have. And the funny part is, and that is maybe an advantage that I knew and he didn't. I knew that he wouldn't see those units here, not a lot of them. And he was surprised when a couple of my units disappeared again. And I said, well, I couldn't see your units as well. So that was kind of like a knowledge gap that I had advantage of. And immediately I know this thing is moving in. It is, I would say, in this setup, right? This thing is dangerous when fighting Falcon can shut down my ranged units. Then I'm getting a little bit in a very bad spot. But here now, I'm going to be the one that is attacking, taking over the point with Boris, and here those units get a lot of shots in, so this is not good whatsoever. Celestial Dragon crossbows, and you can see those Cossars, they are missing because they have to shoot uphill, so a lot of mechanical blunders here. But my frostworms, I'm not even sure if they're really amazing because he has a beefy front line with halberds, celestial dragons, and they're shooting and shooting and shooting. I'm moving around. Armored Corsairs can take those hits, maybe not from behind, but they have silver shields. That's amazing. And now I am focusing my shots on the sky junk, right? The things in the wood are still here, waiting for their time to shine. And yes, Kislevite warriors falling to those halberds plus those shots here. So not a favorable engagement for them. And Armored Corsairs getting punched by Jade Lancers here. Oof, really, really tough situation. And now Xiao Ming takes his troops to the battlefront, and yeah, here Jade Lancers fighting valiantly, and those shots going into the Celestial Dragon Guard. Well, they're also shielded, so pretty much wasted ammunition, but what should we do? We have armor piercing here. We have a good cast. What is happening with a cast? It looks like a cast. I'm not sure. Yes, nice cast over here, but I dodged it. I saw that, immediately dodging it. Really micro on point. Getting better in those, right? And Armored Corsairs now shooting here. I'm always switching the fire modes, or not the fire modes, but the targets. Sometimes Sky Junk, but the Sky Junk now moving away. And another cast over here. So this battle line has really taken a toll. But now supported by the Frostworm and the things in the wood. So they took a great engage here. And they're nibbling through those poor dudes. But another cast. That's like, he was casting everything. I was wondering how much Winds of Magic he has. And he is dodging my throws as well. So really annoying stuff. here once again, but I'm trying to move away, and really good dodge. Yes, baby. I could probably play dodgeball, I'm not sure. So now things in the woods have to engage into those Jade Warrior crossbows. They're now nibbling on them, and also one of those frost worms is going to handle a little bit of Zhao Ming, who is a respectable fighter, right? But I guess frost worms he didn't encounter that often. So now I'm trying to support the right flank over here, which is kind of now winning because of the engage of the things in the woods, and the frostworm really supported by those ice guards and the Kislevites warriors doing his thing over here. But still, it is pretty a nail biter. We have Jade Lancers here, Skyjunk is coming back, so I have to focus that, and this time I can't dodge that. I'm too much focused on multiple battlefronts, so it's really tough. So they get burned, and yeah, but still winning the fight over here. That was really necessary. Boris, finally, he is not on a horse this time, so he can manage those dudes way better, way better. And things in the woods did a great job against those Jade crossbows, Jade Warrior crossbows. Another cast over here, yeah, didn't really matter that much. Another Duke, right? So, but I have to say, it was really good from Fighting Falcon how he walked around with his Lord and was causing a lot of trouble and havoc over here, so that those ice guards now try to stay in by our blood is activated, and they're shooting in. They can use a couple of their shots that they have left for the Skyjank and the Jade Lancers. This fight is won, so now it is really all about taking down Zhao Ming, and that's the hard part, I have to say. Another cast here, a little bit of damage is always good, because he is a tough fighter, and with all those units here that are still kind of around the battlefield, it can swing. It can swing drastically for me, or for him. For me in a bad way, for him in a good way. Things in the woods, going back to those woods, and they're done. So now we have to for sure get this Skyjank offline, so I can focus completely on him here. Yeah, so for now I will fast forward a little bit, because for now it is really Skyjank down, bring the Skyjank down. And I have to say, this unit is fun, but it doesn't hit that well, right? So my ammunition runs low, and I now have to focus onto the point that is trying to be taken by Grand Cathay, right? So I would say that Yao Ming, or Zhao Ming, I'm sorry, should have fought more often, right? Now he is in dragon form. He took his Dragon Balls out, if you know what I mean, and is now here nibbling on all those units. So yeah, let's fast forward over here, because it can happen, you know, it can happen that something goes wrong. The only positive thing about me is that my units don't break that easily, right? So fast forwarding, and I will tell you here, the points are closing in. Zhao Ming now running for for his life, and I told him, let's have a duel. Fighting Falcon, let's have a duel. And Boris, Where is the Boris one? Oh. Boris is moving in here. We have the last couple of seconds. And strikes down. That looks really nice. And now we have the duel. And the game is done, unfortunately. Points win. Really cool to have a points win, to be honest. So let's get into it. Skyjank, I don't think the value is maybe close. So yeah, I didn't have enough or a lot of units to handle or deal with that. Crossbows here did a great job because they were unattacked for a long time, or not attacked for a long time. And then the value, yeah, I think that Zhao Ming could have done more when it comes to fighting, right? But his costs were pretty, I would say, frightening, because a couple of those flank battles were crucial for me. But guys, over here, Things in the Wood, they did a great job because they were not really focused in the beginning. Then the Frostworm, not really good value, of course not, because he had a lot of halberds, but still it worked out. The glaive guards here, they were good. Glaive or ice guard, right? Ice guard with glaives and ice guard with swords. And the front line did what the front line had to do, just sustain damage. So that was our second leg of those games. And we are moving now to the third leg. And after that, we're fighting once again. So we have a back, like a second round of those fights, and then we proceed to the final round. So for now, I'm gonna fetch myself a green tea.